Hello and welcome to the Soulful Valley podcast. If you're a regular listener, thank you for listening and supporting this podcast. If you're new here and don't know me yet, I'm your host, Katie Carey, independent publisher of Books That Matter and an international best-selling author, and of course, the host of this globally ranked podcast. I help metaphysical coaches and healers gain confidence, clarity, raise their visibility and their credibility, giving them the opportunity to shine their light brighter so that the people they are here to serve can find them. I do this by creating opportunities for them to become best-selling authors in my multi-author and solo book projects. I also offer one-to-one mentorship services to help spiritual business owners find and unlock their limiting beliefs. In this podcast, I'll be sharing wisdom from myself, coaches, authors and energy healers that could be just what you need to transform your life today. You can connect with me via the Contact Katie button at my website at www.soulfulvalley.com.
Gotta love yourself with all your heart. If you don't already, it's time to start. 'Cause nothing's gonna work out until you do.
Hello and welcome back to the Soulful Valley podcast. We are thrilled to be back and to bring you an incredible lineup of guests from now until September, leading up to the launch of our groundbreaking book collaboration, Evolving on Purpose, Co-Creating with the Divine. Prepare to be amazed as you dive into the chapters of this book. Within its pages, you will find a treasure trove of wisdom worth thousands of dollars, encompassing coaching, healing, business strategies, spiritual growth and mentorship. The authors have poured their hearts into recounting their personal journeys, including the challenges they faced and overcame. Mark your calendars for the grand launch of our book on August the 30th. We can't wait to share this remarkable creation with you. But that's not all. We want you to be a part of this journey right from the beginning. Join our Facebook launch support group by finding the link in the show notes of each episode. By being a part of our community, you'll gain access to exclusive content, discussions, and behind-the-scenes moments. And here's the cherry on the top. When we officially launch, we'll be showering our supporters with a multitude of free gifts. These valuable resources will be yours to download when you purchase the book. And that's not all. If you're a coach, healer, a spiritual entrepreneur, a writer, a poet, or a business owner, we invite you to explore the exciting opportunities waiting for you at soulfulvalley.com. Discover how you can join our collaborations and become a vital part of our mission to empower and uplift, or co-create your own solo book with us, where you will receive 100% of your own royalties. Don't miss out on this incredible podcast series and the chance to be part of something truly transformative. Tune in, connect, and evolve on purpose with us. Together, we'll co-create a brighter future. Visit soulfulvalley.com after you finish listening to this episode. Amma Ventelä is a channel of the divine galactic energies, an intuitive psychic, and a spiritual healer living in Finland. She is an international best-selling contributing author of Evolving on Purpose, Co-Creating with the Divine, the CEO of her fast-growing spiritual business, Thyra and Me, Oi, named after Viking Queen Thyra, who is one of her spirit guides and her real-life great-grandmother from 32 generations ago. She has a PhD in ecology, and for 25 years she was fully devoted to an international aquatic science career. In the 2010s, she experienced a transformational spiritual awakening, which has turned her from a work-oriented, stressed-out, joyless woman to a happy, inspired, and enthusiastic queen of woo-woo energy. Amma has received full downloads of spiritual courses and programs since 2021. The Academy of Joy and Light has already more than 200 students, and both her personal mentoring and the group sessions with clairvoyant energy healing are currently very popular. She is now remembering the Lemurian way of connecting with ley lines and healing them by singing and chanting. She has a weekly service meditation for this on Facebook, and people are joining the public live event from different parts of the world. She is offering both group and one-to-one sessions for healing and coaching. To connect with Amma, please visit her website at ammaventelä.com. Hello and welcome to the Soulful Valley podcast, Amma.
Hi, Katie. Nice to be here.
It's wonderful to have you, Amma. I was delighted when you jumped into the Evolving on Purpose book collaboration when I read your introduction. So would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes, I'm Amma Ventelä from Finland. I'm light worker, I'm angel guide, and I used to be scientist. I used to be lake and river scientist, doing both very practical water protection work and then scientific work. So I'm author of more than 40 publications in aquatic sciences, and I'm adjunct professor. And I have been rewarded in Finland for this lifetime work for lakes and rivers. But then I experienced quite powerful transformation. So spiritual things came to my life. I didn't choose that, but it just opened to me. And then now I'm evolving on purpose and remembering why I am here and who I am.
And the amazing thing is that your work has morphed as well, so that you're still working with lakes and water.
Yes, I am, and it is something that has just opened during the process of finding my purpose, because I was really guided to join your book when I saw the title. And it was because I wanted to remember my purpose. So I made kind of agreement with universe saying that, okay, here is this book that if I join and invest in being in this book, is it opening is it unfolding my purpose and helping me to understand why this is all happening and what's going on? Because already then it was approximately, I think, 1 year ago when I joined, and that was already many things were going on, and I really wanted to have some clarity and understanding that what is going on. And then one thing that opened and that I remembered almost immediately when I joined was my connection to earth, my connection to water, in spiritual sense, not scientific, but in multidimensional way of understanding the energies of earth, understanding energy and conscious of water and other elements. And so in a very short period of time, there has been so much things unfolding, and so yes, I guess now you could say that one of the most important thing of part of my work is really communicating with earth and elements and helping not so much earth. I think earth is doing fine, but to this human earth interaction, that is very challenging, and it will be even more challenging in future when the earth is raising the vibration and the elements are searching for balance. And so we have something to learn and something to adjust for those changes.
Thank you for sharing that. And your chapter, Amma, is called I Am Light, I Am Joy, I Am Abundance, which there's been a little bit of chaos in my personal life this weekend. And just coming into this podcast interview and reading your chapter title has given me some sense of calm and peace and stability, and reminded me who I am. And it's a beautiful chapter. Would you like, without giving it all away, just to share a little bit about your story in the book?
Yes. Well, like I said, I was really career-oriented scientist, career woman, and really focusing on work. I thought it was my sole purpose to work with lakes and rivers. And it certainly, I can see that it was, but the way, the energy I did it was really exhausting. And it was all about just doing. And it was, nothing was never enough. So I really was in the situation that I was surrounded by lack of light, joy, and abundance. and then there were. It's a long story, and you have to really read the book.
Yeah, read the chapter.
there was. I didn't have any connection to spirituality. I was working in the institute where we were making fun and laughing at all kind of woo-woo people healing lakes with energy, and I had no idea that this it would be my way sometimes in future. But I was really non-spiritual person, working with very materialistic values and ways, and I was really unhappy. Then I still had in my childhood and in somewhere really far behind that busy life, there was connection to spiritual world anyway. And spirits were approaching me. Started clearly 2009. I was seeing some souls, and then 2012 I saw my dead grandmother, who approached me and was giving messages through the local media and also directly to me. But I was really afraid of that. I was always told that it is somehow really harmful and dangerous to have a connection with spirits, because the culture around my life had always been really traditional Christian type of thinking that you are not supposed to connect with spirits, you are not supposed to communicate with them. And I was really afraid, I was really ashamed, and I didn't tell anybody about my experiences. But there was more and more of them. And finally, after some really dear people were helped by a spiritual healer, I kind of gave up. I said, okay, there must be something in this, and I'm surrendering, and tell me about it. And then it opened, like the doors were opened, and I got back my past life skills for clairvoyant seeing and seeing really spirits, and also hearing and communicating. So it all came back. But of course, then I was trapped in this situation, because I now knew that it was real. I was communicating with spirits. I was remembering my connection to angels, but I was still the research manager and head of the unit, research unit in this institute. And I was not really able to tell anyone what I was becoming. and
it was like your dirty little secret.
Really, and so afraid of somebody knowing. Like I was like, it would collapse my whole world if anyone would know. And that was the moment when I was already seeing things from I guess soul perspective, or at least spiritual perspective, and I saw my life as it was in very, very honest way, like what I had been hiding. All my life I had been making myself really busy and being so busy I can't see anything, like blah blah blah. I was never in now moment. I was always escaping now moment, doing something, planning something. My mind was elsewhere, but I was forced to come back to this now moment and seeing that, okay, this is not good. It's not really what I want. And I was seeing this lack of light, joy, abundance around my life. And then I took a course, and it was about manifesting. And first I started it very very materialistic things like new car.
As we all do, yeah.
But anyway, I started, and it was not working. It was not working for me because I had no idea what that was about. And then finally I was guided. I already had really strong connection to my guides, and I was guided to change my manifestation to form I am light, I am joy, I am abundance, because those were the energies I was really needing, I was really missing. And I saw that I didn't have any joy in my life, I didn't have any light, I didn't have any abundance. And I'm talking about abundance of joy and light and happiness and connections and love.
Because that's what really matters, isn't it?
It is, yes. And then I was doing it. I was writing it down every morning. I had a special book where I was writing out, I am light, I am joy, I am abundance. And I did it for more than 1 year. And then I also started to remember, well, it was, I don't know whether it was remembering, but I was starting to understand that, okay, I really want to do light work. Maybe I wasn't aware what kind of light work or what it would be, but there was a really deep desire to be a light worker. And again, there was this terrible conflict between that situation where I had a high salary, I had a good position in however you were observing it, and then I had this desire to be a light worker. And if you would have asked me that, okay, how is that possible? I had no idea how it was possible, but I continued to manifest. I want to be a light worker. I want to be light, joy, abundance. And then suddenly, first of all, COVID came, all changed in the institute. We started to work. I started to work at home. I was totally isolated from that community, and then there was suddenly some arrangement where possible, where then in very gentle, beautiful way, it was suddenly possible for me to leave the institute. And then I had already studied different kind of modalities, and I had my own business, and I just told them, it was one meeting, I hadn't said anything, any single word before. And then I said, I will leave. I have my own business. I'm doing light work, international light work. And they were like, what? I had been more than 20 years there in that institute, and they had no idea.
Yeah.
So, and then all has been evolving, and my business has been growing, and it's all about light, joy, abundance. That's the content of my work.
And it's beautiful because in this book there are quite a few people who have come from similar serious backgrounds who are now light workers as well. So I love the way that we've all come together in this collaboration with, people who are scholars and have studied psychology and all of the things, and we're all sharing our stories of how we co-create with the divine. It's out there, and it's brilliant to share this with as many people as possible, because there's lots of us who have had experiences and have these beliefs, but we hide it because we think, we're scared other people will think we're weird, and it turns out other people have had them too.
Yeah. It is part of my journey, and also I'm describing this in book, was that it is somehow my role to become a public face for this experience, seeing spirits and communicating with spirits without being crazy. Because I have been now in these national news tabloids that are available everywhere. The biggest one in Finnish. The interview was made in December last year, but it was now 2 weeks ago. It was published again, and it is always. I have been receiving tens of emails from people saying that it is such a relief that somebody's saying aloud that you can see you can communicate, you can see dead grandmothers, and of course dead grandmother. Maybe also people listening this, and especially Katie, that is kind of that is really what's the word? It's kind of really normal thing for us to have your dead grandmother, because there's so much so much crazier things happening to us. But even those, I have my fear when I chose not to have any fear in sharing my experiences is, first of all, it's very, very beautiful feeling to be without fear of being judged by others, but you simply say that, okay, here I am, this is what I see, this is what I know. And it can sound very, very strange, but I'm still saying it. This is what I see, this is what I know. And I think that my background, many people have been saying that, I wanted to approach you because of your background, because I think that if you have been doing that work, and you can't be totally crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been experiencing my first grandmother died when I was 9, and I've been connecting with her since I was 9 years old. And then later I've had my other grandmother, who I've connected with since she died when I was in my 30s. And I've had friends I have seen friends the night before they've died. So their spirit has left their body and communicated with me the night before they've actually been pronounced dead. All of these experiences, there are so many people that have, too many for it to just be a one-off. Yeah. Something weird.
Yeah, and my father died 2020, and after that my mother had many experiences. She was first very scared about me seeing things, and I told her, but she was like, I'm really, really afraid of these kind of things. But after my dad died, she had many experiences where she saw him, met him, and he came in many ways, like in butterflies or in bird or approaching her. And she has shared those stories with her friends. She's 76 years old, and she has many friends who has lost their husbands, and almost all have these experiences. That husband is coming back, or just standing behind you when you're having your morning coffee, and some of them have like constant conversations with them, and it is so normal, but people are afraid to say and share those stories.
My mum shared with me after my dad died something similar. She had several experiences, but the one I remember the most was she saw him in the room, and the dog was on the bed with her, and the dog wet the bed because the dog saw it as well.
Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful because it is so normal, and something that used to be very normal, like 1,000 year ago, before church started to have these teachings that it is bad, it is somehow black magic, and you are not supposed to communicate with spirits. But it was everyday life for people to communicate with them.
And you can't deny what you can actually see, feel, hear.
That is like people have been asking that, oh, but I don't believe what you are saying, that how can you believe this? And I'm saying, but it has nothing to do with belief, because it is what I see, it is what I know, and it is as clear as seeing with my physical eyes or with my physical ears. It is not belief, but
it's not. Yeah, it's absolute knowing. Yeah.
Exactly.
And the other thing is that when you have had these experiences and you finally accept that this is reality and that there's nothing wrong with it, doesn't it give you a bit more peace as well about what happens after we die? What happens to our loved ones? Because we know they're not really gone then, which helps us a lot, I think.
Actually, that experience I had already as a teenager, and I somehow didn't remember it when writing the book, but it came to me afterwards that I think I was 15 or 16, and I woke up and I had experienced that Jesus came to me, and I was surrounded by religious beliefs and teachings that were very judgmental, so that only certain people go to heaven and others go to hell, and so he was showing me there was a lift, a box that we went in, and it went up, and the door opened and we were in total light, and he was telling me that this is where you come when you die, that they are all lying. It's not true what they are teaching you. This is where everyone is coming. And it was such a relief, and it had a major influence what then it was easy then to kind of have the inner knowing that this talk about hell and so on, it is nonsense. That I knew, but then I just closed the whole spirituality for decades.
Yeah, because that's another thing it makes you do, isn't it? It makes you, because of all of the lies, things that I knew as a 9-year-old that there wasn't a devil or a hell. I'd already made up my mind that God wasn't in the church. God was actually within me and all around me, and then that eventually shuts you down. So I got to a point where I didn't feel worthy to walk into a church because of these things that we've been told, and then you shut down your own spirituality, don't you?
Yeah, it does, and because also I had always this connection to my guides, and I had periods when I was as teenager, around that time when this Jesus experience was, I was quite closely in church, in these youth clubs, and I was always hearing my guides. So like we were praying, there was this kind of praying circle, and I had direct talk into my head. And then when I shared that, people were like, oh, you can't hear them, they are not talking to you, that's nonsense, that you are lying. And I felt like there was something wrong in my experience, although it was very clear, because they were the same guys that then constantly were connecting with trying to connect with me when I was adult, because there was years of period when they were really trying to send me messages that I saw always the same numbers when I woke up at 9, and it was always 313, like you are surrounded by masters and guides, or 414, surrounded by angels. And then I sometimes there was a moment when I was like, what is this? What is going on? How can it always be 313? And then I Googled and I found out these angel numbers, and then it just continued, and they were sending me these messages until I then surrendered.
Yeah. Which is funny because that's the name of my chapter in this book is I Surrender.
It is so, and I think that's the energy for this moment when things are really getting crazy in energy level here on Earth. I think the only thing you can do is to surrender.
Yeah, stop the resistance, because
Yeah.
that makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So Amma, one of the things that I loved about your work, because as you know, I love to sing. So when I heard that you do retreats where you're singing around the world
Yeah.
at rivers to ley lines, that was amazing to me. Share a bit about that. What does that involve?
Yes. First of all, I'm not a singer. I haven't been singing. I did when I was young. I did some singing, but I haven't been singing for years, like decades, really. And then last year, I was in retreat. That was activation of Lemurian and Atlantic wisdom. And I had really powerful past life experience in Lemurian time. And it was the experience where the Lemurian content was going under the water, and I was also there. But before that, we were singing to ley lines. We were waiting for that water to rise, and we were in the shoreline having circles with light workers, and we were singing to ley lines. We were humming and connecting with ley lines by singing. And then the water was rising, and we went down. We went under the water, but I had experience that I was actually then grabbed and drawn to somewhere to some kind of vehicle, some flying object. I was not drowned. But anyway, the very, very dramatic feeling was that connection with ley lines in that past life memory. And then afterwards I was really guided by my spirit guides, by my angelic guides to start singing to ley lines again, and to do some kind of, it is called service meditation. It is because of, I don't know what, maybe the name is maybe not very good, because, well, it is service meditation because we are maybe serving ourselves, and also Earth. But anyway, how we do it is that there is a Facebook Live event every Friday. It has been for 1 year already. It is in my free Facebook group, and it is international group, so that people are from basically everywhere. Because before working in Finnish, I was working with English-speaking customers, because I was afraid to work in Finnish. I was afraid that somebody would know I'm doing this work. But that's another story. But anyway, there are people from all over the world, and I can see us being everywhere, surrounding Earth, and we are singing to ley lines, connecting with ley lines. And you can imagine that when I'm not a singer, and you can imagine how my person reacted when I understood that I have to make the Facebook Live where
I can imagine, yeah.
I'm singing.
It's just amazing. It's so amazing. Because singing is good for us. It doesn't matter whether you can sing or not. It is good for us, isn't it?
And people love it so much. They love it so much. They are joining me. Not they might. The mic is unmuted or muted, but in their own way they are sharing and saying that it is so lovely to connect, because it is two ways. When you start to hum, the vibration of your sound is connecting with ley lines, and it's two ways, because you can really feel that these earth energies are responding. And it is really aligning you to very high vibration, and it has been life-changing, because then after I was hearing this call and we started to do it, it was really a start of me remembering and earth sharing this wisdom and this knowledge that we need to know about earth energies, because it is all coming back. And I made a free masterclass, I think it was in March, in Finnish, and I was kind of directly channeling this knowledge about ley lines and earth lines. I feel that ley lines are actually kind of artificial, that they were made to balance earth energies far back in history, before it was possible. It needed to be done in order to life to come to earth, because the earth energies were so unbalanced and so strong. These ley lines, these direct ley lines between power points, whatever they are, stones or pyramids or whatever, they are made by some star guides to balance these energies for us to be able to be here. But of course, then there are water lines and earth lines and air lines and fire lines that are these energy lines of earth.
This is all so fascinating, and I really do have to come and learn more about this.
Yes, I think, and it is now, there are so many light workers and channels that are now talking about this, and it is really coming true from many people, and especially role of water. I think that's very important. All the elements are, but water is carrying this divine feminine energy. It is carrying the feelings and this divine feminine love, and it has been so badly treated in our world, and it is same as actually the whole divine feminine energy. It has pressed down, and the water is experiencing exactly the same, because we are using it in our toilets, and we have been building the rivers, and we are polluting all water bodies, and it is living soul, and it is so full of compassion and love, but we are so deeply mistreating water, which is really has a conscious soul, and it can communicate. And there's amazing work that I was just recently guided to understand. And also this water conscious idea is really coming. There are many people talking about it just now all over the world.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Amma. If any of our listeners want to connect with you and come and join in with this, because it does sound wonderful. I know I'm going to be there on Fridays after this. How can they connect with you? How can they come and find you?
Yeah, the easiest way, if you are in Facebook, you can first find me, Amma Ventelä, there, but you can also find my totally free group. It is called Healing Us, Healing Earth, and you can simply join, and the live is there every Friday. It is 11 o'clock UK time, so 1 o'clock Finnish time, but there's the replay. There is no time in this astral world. We can step in, we go inside our inner garden, and we gather together and we form a circle, and it is really beautiful. And then we sing, and we are connecting with ley lines, and the thing we are doing, we are creating this kind of blessing ball of light, and we are not saying that what kind of energies there should be, but we are always asking that all the guides and angels, devas, they are adding those energies that are needed by people and earth at that moment, and then we are first filling our own energy bodies with that light and love, and then we are spreading it to these ley lines and energy lines. And you can join anytime. So that is Healing Us, Healing Earth. And then my website is also my name. It's www.ammaventelä.com.
And what a beautiful way to collaborate, because we're all about collaborations right now, aren't we, Emma?
Yes. And, I'm mainly working in Finnish, so all my programs, all my courses are currently in Finnish, but I feel that there is so strong guidance to do this because it has to be global. I cannot do it only in Finnish. So earth and water work will be, and it is actually bilingual, so that the meditation is both in English and in Finnish, and it may sound strange, and first it may be something to adapt to hear it in both languages, but there are some older people, in Finnish-speaking people, who don't speak any English. There was one of them told me that, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because I always think that Amma is speaking light language when
so you can feel it. It's just like light language. You don't know what the words mean, but you can feel them, can't you? So
so I'm always saying that this may sound really weird, what I'm saying, or the language or whatever, but just the most important thing is that we are connecting with source and being the pure channels, and then the words don't really matter, because you can feel it. You can really feel both love from earth and love from source, and of course all these other souls around you.
Thank you so much, Amma, for sharing today. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we leave?
Yeah, it's just I think one of the messages that I'm here to bring is that just remember that you are in right place. You are totally loved, although you have forgotten. It is time to remember you are totally loved, you are supported, and all this love and light is around you, although you may not remember it now. But it's time to remember and wake up. Wake up.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you, Emma. And I look forward to collaborating with you again in becoming the manifesting diva.
Yes, that's maybe that should have been this I am light, I am joy, I am abundance, because I have become. So that story, the reason I joined was that I was so impressed by the process, how this story of evolving on purpose really opened my by evolving my purpose and understanding what it was. And I told universe that, okay, becoming manifesting diva.
Let's do this.
It's better work. But maybe I think because I was one of the really early ones who told you that this is also my book, and I have already invested. I have paid my investment in that second book fully, and I think I am manifesting diva. It worked. Yeah. Even the story is not written yet, but I am manifesting diva. I know I am.
I think it's more than the books are more than the chapters. They're a journey, aren't they? The minute we decide that we're doing this book, the things happen in our lives. By the end of it, you've got a wonderful chapter.
Yes, and because the moment I knew that, okay, I had some really challenging, although now when I look back, it was meant to be, of course, but I was in the position where I didn't really have the money to invest to become a manifesting diva. I contacted you and said, I need to be in this book. I need to be manifesting diva. And we made special agreement. I was able to, thank you for the possibility. You were very
You're welcome.
Amen. I was so early, so I have been able to finish it by now. But anyway, I needed to be there, and I saw that okay, I choose to be manifesting diva, and I kind of it is now case is closed with this decision that I'm in this book. I will be writing a chapter where I describe all this, and I am manifesting diva.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I am now. I am.
You are. I am too. Oh, so many things have manifested since that book came into my my channel.
I haven't written my recommendations for you, but I will, and I will tell that they are just made in heaven because they are creating things. They have life of their own.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Amma, so much.
Thank you, and can't wait for this chapter of manifesting diva to come out. It will, and it will be amazing. I have no idea what part of all this will be.
No, but it's amazing, isn't it? Because eventually it will all come through, and I will no doubt be talking to you on the podcast about it when it does.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
So ask yourself, is this for me? Give yourself some boundaries and learn to trust your intuition now.
Thanks for listening to the Soulful Valley podcast. I trust that you will have heard something today that you were ready to hear, and that it's made you feel a little lighter, more aligned and connected with your soul's purpose, and you have been reminded of who you really are and the true nature of the power that you hold within you. My aim for this podcast is to bring love, light, wisdom, raise consciousness and ease suffering. If you've enjoyed the show, go back and listen to some of the back catalogue of previous episodes. Subscribe, follow, rate and review so that you're notified when new episodes drop in, and share this podcast with anyone that you think it may help to listen to. You can connect with me at soulfulvalley.com, and if you scroll to the bottom of the website, there are links to my social media platforms.